All right, all right. It says we're live now, so I'm assuming we are. It is good to have everybody with us. Scott texted me this morning, said he had texted me the other day, said thought he'd be fine, and then he texted me this morning he had to go back to the hospital for some medication that had to be done there, and so asked if I could step in for him. And I've got this project, these small pieces that I have to do for the store that I'm in. Father's Day is coming up, and they want some small items for Father. So that's what we're doing today. Is just one of them. I got three projects I want to do, but this is just one of them. So I gladly stepped in to do it. I got set up, got Mark and Wayne here, and let's see. Well, let me bring them in, and there we go.
Another
Yes.
one. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, the other one is better, isn't
The
it?
other one. Yeah.
There
Hey,
it is.
evening, everyone.
And
Good
these
evening.
guys are
Good
going to
evening.
be watching the chat and keeping me up to date so I don't have to keep looking up here. And we're going to go through. Let me just show you real quick what we're going to do. If I use two hands, I can actually show you. This is a key ring. It's a little secret compartment key ring. The top screws off um, so that you can stash some things in there. I call it a stash key ring, but I think secret compartment is probably more marketable. Anyway, we're going to do some of those. I'm going to turn four. I'll probably put one together just so you can see what's going on, and I'm going to put these guys back in the background. And
Yep.
one
Good
of you
idea.
guys can go ahead and start reading off the list of folks who are in.
I'll let Mark do that. He needs to practice talking.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Here we go then. Right, so we got Mike from Door 60. Some bloke called Doug Miller's from
That's Andy.
Round. He's in. Oh, it's Andy from Door 60. Sorry. Andy, Door 60. Doug Miller, Wayne the Wood Turner. Gerard the French Turner. Kevin 9K Creations. Brickhouse Craftworks, that's Seth. Mr. G's Wood Turning. We've got Todd at Glen Cove. Paul Houghton, the Griesby Turner. Jason Levron at JPL Woodworks. And that is the bottom of my list.
All right. Just going
As
to
they come
switch.
in, I'll read them out.
There you go. Just going to switch cameras there so you can see a little better. Putting a bushing on there that'll go into. There's Mark knows this well. He's made lots and lots and lots of these kit projects. And Wayne, you've probably done some to yourself, haven't you?
Oh, just a few.
Just a
I've done
few.
more of both of us put together.
I thought I remembered that. Anyway, I've already cut the wood down to size, and inside you probably cannot see it, but there is a slight. There you go. There's a metal tube inside of there that's been glued in, and that will fit right over the end of this bushing. Then another bushing on the other end, and that tells me the size that I need to go down to as I'm turning. We'll run this quill up, and it'll press those bushings right into that tube.
Ben Jabbin's in.
Hey,
Jennifer's
Ben.
Craft and Creations is in.
Hello,
Hey there,
Jennifer.
And Ben.
Hello, Jennifer.
Oh,
So that's
just suck.
I know I'm a proper suckass I am. Doug, let's start the debate off. What do you use to glue your tubes in with then?
I use CA medium.
Okay.
I
Let
have
the debate
in
begin.
yeah in the golly, how many have I done? 2,000-3,000 pins and kits like this.
Yeah.
I've had one, maybe two that have come apart, and that's usually when I'm doing the end mill, getting it square to the tube.
Yeah.
So it's not. I don't see a big problem. I understand that debate and the problem with it. I just don't have a problem. I'm going to use a half-inch skew to do these.
Kevin 9K Creations has got a question. He says, are all pen kits different? Has someone local has one for sale 30 quid with a bit of surface rust? It's got a bit of surface rust on it. I wouldn't touch it for a fiver.
No,
That's
the
for
thing is,
sure.
yeah. A lot of the pen kits are different sizes. They've got different size tubes. The slim lines tend to be 7mm. Some of the more expensive pen kits have got different sizes. I don't tend to do two-piece pens. If I'm doing a pen, it'll be a one-piece pen, and I tend to
Yeah.
use the between center bushings rather than an actual pen bushing.
Yes.
Yeah, I stopped using a mandrel quite a while ago. I turn between centres now with the pens. So we've had HEK come in. We've had Steve
Evening,
Ash,
Andy.
Leonard Turner, and
Hey,
we've
Steve.
had Douglas Mungham come in.
And
Hey
Douglas.
guys,
Howdy, guys.
good to have you all in. Okay, we're right down to the bushings. I'm just going to take some of this thickness out of the center.
Yeah,
Mandrels
Brickhouse
are
has
good
said the same
to-
thing as me.
Yeah. Mandrels are great to start off with, to get you used to turning shapes and getting comfortable if you're doing two-piece pens, turning compatible shapes, so cap and body together. But the level of accuracy you can get turning between centers far outweighs using a mandrel, even with a mandrel saver like Doug's using.
Yes. I went to the Mandrel Saver about 2 years ago simply because every mandrel I had was bent
Yeah.
with the other method, pressing into the end of it. And
To
it
be
just,
fair, Doug, the mandrel saver is the next step up.
Yeah.
From the end press mandrel, and it's
Is
the
that-
next step down from turning between centers. So it's a
Is
happy
that-
compromise.
is that vacuum too loud?
No, it's fine.
Starting with 100 grit.
It's good to see so many people coming in and supporting Doug. Well done.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
And Lucy's
Lou.
just come in.
Hiya, Lucy. It's had Tesco car park.
Oh,
screen's
oh
melting.
no. So Lucy is sat in Tesco car park, like Mark said. She's waiting for Andy to come because her car won't start. She's got a boot full of shopping, including frozen stuff. Oh,
Lucy,
no.
if you run into customer services and tell them, they'll put your bags inside their shop freezer. They'll put it inside the walk-in freezer for you.
And Wesley's just come in. Evening, Wes.
Hey, Wes.
All right. Just as
Right,
quick as that,
otherwise-
it's turned.
Hey,
They're
Brian.
turned and sanded real quick. Now, I don't do this for everything that I do, but I'm going to do it for this. This is some Parfix 3408. I am not sponsored,
Thanks, Ben.
but just one coat to really seal that off. And I do it fairly quickly because if I don't, it'll soak right through and my fingers will be glued to that paper. And that is, okay, now it's dry. Just that quick. It dries so fast. But Parfix does a little quicker or a little slower than most CA glues. This is the slightly more purified version of most CAs. It does a great job. All right. With that, I'm going to get another paper towel. I'm going to get a little bit of abrasive paste here, my axe.
Jason Levron is trying to resurface an old debate. CA is a finish.
I'm not saying anything.
No,
I'm
no.
not getting into that.
No, I'm going to say no. It's a base, not a finish. Does
So
that
you're
help?
using it like a sealer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a
Using it
sealer. A base. It's like putting on your sanding sealer or your ebonizing lacquer or ebonizing lacquer, whatever. And then the axe here, the abrasive paste, whichever brand you use, will work to level that off and give it a shine. We'll start off slow like we always do. Let that abrasive work. That reminds me, Tom Ackley sent me a text the other day. Said they're going to take a few days off and they're going to do some cleanup and whatnot. So if you need some axe, you need to order it before June the 17th. They're going to be out the 17th through the 25th. And so either before that or wait till after the 25th and they'll get your order right out to you.
Just to clarify as well, that's for US customers only, though, isn't it? Because he doesn't
no,
ship abroad.
He does ship abroad.
Oh, does he? I thought he didn't.
He sure does. He sure
Oh,
does. Cool. Somebody had said that on one of their videos, and he came out immediately on Facebook and said, I just shipped out 2 orders today, one going to England, one going somewhere else. But I know Hugh Davis uses it. And where's the guy live? What's his name? Rav? Second Time Turning or something like that?
No, Second Life of Turning.
Yeah. And that's a fella, I enjoy his work. He does a lot with not much. But anyway, he uses axe as well.
Steve Ashland of Turner has put in, Mark, I think Turner's Retreat stock it. I didn't know that, to tell you the truth.
No, I didn't know that either.
I will have a look at Turner's Retreat at some point. I'd be surprised if they did, because I don't think Tom actually sends out stuff for people to stock. He will send out stuff that people want to buy. He does not have a UK distributor. I'm pretty certain he doesn't have a UK distributor.
He doesn't have a US distributor except for himself. That's kind of been his thing. He wanted to keep control of it, not let somebody else take it over on him. I even thought about trying to get it stocked up myself. Kind of like Mark with his True Grit. I wanted a whole shelf. But he just doesn't do that. He just doesn't do it. All right.
Turner's Retreat don't sell it. I'm just looking.
No, I didn't think they did.
They sell True Grit.
We'll just simply turn this piece of paper towel inside out. Put a little of this carnauba wax.
Is that the finish you tend to use in Doug on the likes of this kit and pens and things, carnauba wax?
Yes, sir. In fact, that's primarily what I do on my bowls.
I've got to say on the likes of pen kits, key rings, anything like that, I much prefer to use a carnauba wax rather than a CA finish.
Yeah, right. Well, to put a CA base on there, I like that. I've done the CA finish where you build it up with a whole bunch of coats, and I like it like this. Just put 1, maybe 2 coats of CA, and then I buff it out with the abrasive paste, and then a carnauba wax. Yep. And over time, that wax will be replaced by hand oils and give that pen its own patina.
Exactly.
And it just comes out.
That is one of the reasons that I prefer to use a wax finish rather than a CA finish.
Right.
Or a resin finish.
Ian Leach has just joined.
Hi, Ian.
Hey, Ian. Just one last
Mike
buffing.
Evans has just come in as well.
I've got that up to about 2,000 RPMs right now. Just put a little bit of pressure, build up a little bit of heat so that carnauba is everywhere it needs to be. And then we're going to let it cool for a while. All right, push the button. All right. I really should have. I should have made sure my alignment between my headstock tailstock was dead on. It's off just a hair, but it's okay. It's close enough.
Right, Wes has just put in. He was wondering about using CA as a base. He's done a couple of pens with CA finish, but he doesn't like the extra time. I can actually see why Doug is using CA as a base, because it is a similar type of application to a sand and seal, but probably a bit harder.
Yes. And this
It'll
is oak.
probably smooth out the pores.
Yes.
And
This
any
oak is so
minor sort of
porous.
discrepancies in the wood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually, a good idea.
Yeah.
And Paul Finley's just come in as well. Evening, Paul.
Hiya, Paul.
All right. I said a while ago I was going to do 4 of these, but I'm only going to do 3 because I have misplaced the last blank. Unless I spot it here in a minute. Yeah, I will. Or make
Lucy,
another
you
one.
better keep us up to date about your shopping, love. We're all on tenterhooks about it now. Is the ice cream melting?
Right.
Oh, that's
seeing as how people are watching this from the UK, if anybody is thinking about using a CA as a base coat for any of their kits, I would actually recommend O3 CA adhesives, and I'm sure Mark will as well.
I will as well, yes. Being that I'm about to become a distributor for them.
There you go.
And I'm not already sponsored by them, but yes, O3 is a very good adhesive.
It is.
It's like the UK equivalent to Starbond, just better.
If you're at any of the shows in the UK, the likes of Wayne was at Maker Central, he will be at Harrogate as well. Pop along, have a chat to him. He's a great guy to talk to, and he does some good deals as well.
He's very funny too. He has that typical South African wit about him.
Now, is that a British-based company?
Yes.
It is, yes.
Okay, I thought it was. Okay. Yeah, when I guess it was Rich that I was the first person I saw who was recommending it, and I looked into it, and I couldn't find it. So I figured it had to be a UK-based thing.
It is, yeah. Now, Andy from AGK is just put in, is anyone going to Turner's Retreat, Turn and Burn this Saturday? Turner's Retreat have got an event on Saturday, which is part Turning, part Pyro. Kez from Kez and Phil, Spirit and Bear, will be there doing Pyro, and I think Chris Parker, who is a professional turner from Lancashire, he's going to be there doing some turning. He is very big with texture and colouring, so that if you are in the area of, I believe Turner's Retreat is around the Doncaster area, if you are in the area, pop in, have a look and see what's going on.
Wesley Anna's had a good score. He's just come back from a trip to Iowa. And he's brought back a 3 to 4 inch thick slab of oak that's about 16 by 21 inches. He's looking forward to turning a bigger patter.
Oh,
Also
nice.
a couple of rounds in a row. Right. I've never turned mulberry. How about you, Wayne?
Yes, I've turned mulberry. It's very nice to turn. It, you can get some very nice colouring in there as well.
It's a nice close grain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a typical, if you like, it's a typical fruit wood.
Yes.
Graham Haynes just joined.
Graham here.
Graham, sorry.
No, you're fine, Mark. You're fine. You got in there first.
Friend of mine called me up one day and said, "You want to make a trip to Florida? 14-hour drive." I said, "Well, I
Yeah.
can, but how long you going to be?" He said, "I'm just going to go down, get some wood and come home." I said, "I'm in." So in 36 hours, we drove from central Kentucky to Orlando, Florida, picked up wood, sealed it, got back in the car, came back home. 36
Hey,
hours.
Doug, I thought I did some stupid road trips, but my God.
Yeah, that was dumb.
That's
But we
cool.
got some beautiful wood. We got a whole trailer full of camphor. And so I think I might have. No, I don't have any camphor left. My camphor's all gone. Um, I talked to the guy not too awful long ago. He's getting ready to move. He said, "I've got a piece of camphor here. I've been waiting for you to come by and get." And I think I know which one it is. There, we found one piece that had a piece of bob wire in it. It ran all the way through the log. He hit it twice with the chainsaw before he figured out what it was.
No.
Doug, I used to spend my childhood doing stupid stuff like that. 'Cause I lived in America.
Sure.
And we lived in Virginia, just about 50 miles south of DC.
Right.
And Mum and Dad would say, "We've got a dog show to go to this weekend." Yeah, we go, "Where is it?" "Michigan, Wisconsin, Tennessee,
Yeah.
Florida,
Yeah.
Maine. You know, how long is it going to take us to drive there? 16 hours.
Right.
Right,
So yeah,
Brian
that's
with
how
the
I
Y.
spent my childhood.
Yeah, Brian with the Y has just put a Mulberry Bowl on Woodturners International. If anybody is part of that Facebook group.
Absolutely. Yeah. Take a look after a while, Brian.
Mick Hughes has just come in. Hi, Mick.
Hey, Mick.
All right. Speed that up just a little. Still using that same part of the paper towel, letting that abrasive break all the way down. It's just like Yorkshire grit or True Grit. You know, it breaks down,
Yeah,
goes to 1,000 or so, and you get a phenomenal finish when you let the paste work.
they all do the same job.
Yes.
Wes is just saying that the Iowa trip for him was 15 hours driving one way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Iowa's a long way from everything. There's nothing close.
I mean, the last long trip I did was last September. That was the Andals trip, when I travelled from where I live down to Kent to pick Jamie up, and then straight away travelled across to Somerset to Yandles, and then the following day it went all the way back to Jamie's to drop him off and travelled all the way home again.
Wow. Now, did you take a ferry across?
No. I tried to miss out France, so we missed out France. Yes, Lucy, that is when we met. That I think I did. Let's see, I set off on the Thursday night, got down to Jamie's on the Friday. I went something like 36 hours without sleep that weekend.
Golly.
Yeah, you looked at.
Yeah, I bet.
Then he still managed to turn a ball and keep the corners on.
Yeah.
Corners, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
I managed to do that straight off the tool finish.
Not like I'm bitter or anything.
Do I need to go
Yes,
get mine out of the other room?
It was Andy. That's when I did the winged edge bowl. Yes, that was it.
Yes, it was. Even
Mine's just in the other room. I could go get it.
I tell you,
Doug,
Doug, the worst thing Mark did that weekend was invite me across to do some turning.
I felt sorry for him because he looked bored. Oh, just come over and do some turning, Wayne. Make me look like an idiot, Wayne.
Those corners can be a booger.
Hey, my only saving grace was I wasn't an RPT then.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
you would have been
dear me.
razzed.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
my.
I'd never lived that down.
All right, we're going to run that up to about 1,800. In fact, I'm going to get another piece. That one got boogered up.
Oh, Norman's just come in. Sorry, we're too busy chatting. We'll miss Norman coming in.
Hello, Norman.
Yeah,
Right,
Mick. Yeah, no. No, just no. I've already got what I'm doing sorted. I'm not doing it. I refuse. I'll stand my feet and have a tantrum. Make it up.
The thing is that Mark keeps on doing this. Mark and I had a speed challenge a wee while back. Now Mark's lathe is bigger than my lathe, and it's a bit more stable when you're turning fast. But I still beat him.
Yeah, you did. Because you wouldn't let me turn at 2,000 RPM. Copper Owl's just come in. No, who's Copper?
Rob?
That's Rob.
Rob. I think he's just come in because he's saying hello to everybody.
Hi,
And
Copper.
Mike's just come in from Dances with Aardvarks as well.
That's who the mic was.
Aardvark.
I'd love to know the history of that. Why Dances with Aardvarks?
It reminds me of the movie Dances with Wolves.
There's going to be a story involved with that. And
Oh, there is.
That story's going to involve bourbon. I can feel it.
He's not from Kentucky.
You don't have the exclusive rights to bourbon. I've got a bottle
We
or two of number
don't.
7. I've got a bottle or two of number 7 upstairs.
All right. Number 3.
You found number 4 yet?
No, not yet.
It's there somewhere.
Yeah. And I know I did it because I had to even cut it. I cut what I thought was my 4.
Right.
And then I found that I had a 5th kit.
Douglas Mungham is asking a question here. I would like to answer this.
Go ahead.
And see if I get it wrong.
Bourbon and
Douglas
branch.
is asking, Mark, what is branch water? Branch water, as far as I'm aware, is rainwater that falls on trees and drops off the branches and is collected. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Nope.
But no, he's right.
What we refer to as branch water comes out of a stream, a very clean stream.
It's like spring water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like spring water. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a branch of a river. It's not a branch of a tree.
Right. What you're talking about, Wayne, what we would call that would be rainwater.
Okay.
Aardvarks is what the indigenous people call me. They made a film about my story, but the Aardvarks weren't Hollywood enough. Oh man, that's funny.
Nice one, Mike. Nice one.
Oh.
I'm just taking the time to get the ends where I want them, and then I get the curvature of the body where I want it after that. Those ends kind of have to meet up.
So Gerard is asking, and what is water of life? Question mark, question mark, question mark. That's whiskey without an E.
Do you go right down to the bushings, Doug, or do you leave it a little proud for the sanding?
My intent usually is to be just slightly proud. I quite often, like on this one, I'm slightly proud here, but I'm right down to it on this one.
Yeah.
But I'm not sanding that much, and I've got a little bit of leeway, so it doesn't matter too much.
Wesley Anna says, no, water of life is coffee. I got to agree with you there.
No,
It
I
is for
totally
me.
disagree.
It is in
Definitely
this
whiskey.
house.
Gerard has said, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce this. Well, I will. No, I won't. But it's whiskey in Irish, and he has actually spelt whiskey with the Irish spelling with an E. If you're talking about Scotch or malt, it does not have an E.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with the Gaelic pronunciation of mountains up in Scotland, but I'm not going to try that. Douglas Mungham says, Doug, it's great to see you doing lives.
I'm sorry, who said that?
Douglas Mungham.
Oh, well, thank you, Douglas. I enjoy it. Somebody said I was doing one of my videos, and somebody commented on it. You got a natural gift for teaching. Well, I've been a teacher pretty much all my life, actually. Whether it's in a church or whether it's at home or whether it's in a classroom. Like I said, I've taught pretty well all my life. Just kind of part of who I am, I guess.
Let's face it, Doug, if you can teach a scripture, you can teach anything.
Well, I try. Well, oh, I've got Steve's dropsies.
Don't drop the glue.
Now, since how Douglas said it's great to see you doing lives, can I just say that Doug's next live will be on Tuesday, the 6th, which is next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
He's standing in for Mark. I will be in here, eWorming again, and I think Jamie's going to be in as well.
Yeah, he hasn't confirmed that, but yes.
He hasn't confirmed that yet, but I'll check it out with him.
I bet he will.
It's because I'm away on holiday. Vacation.
It's funny when I first started coming into these videos and lives and watching all you guys, it seemed like Jamie was on every single one there for a while.
Oh yes.
There was a bit of a competition between me and Jamie. Yeah, see who.
Yeah. You came on right behind that, and you were on almost everybody's.
I was everywhere.
Now,
I was just trying to learn to talk again.
Andy from AGK has said, if you'd like him to pop in for eWorming on Tuesday, he is free.
Okay, all right. Let's see. If I punch in Precious, will your name come up?
Nice one, Doug. Nice one.
That was the short insult.
That meme was, oh, Mark, that meme.
You probably get a better response if you put in short stuff.
Might be. That meme just cracked me up the first time I saw it, and I can't make myself say anything but Precious now.
Hold on. Can I just defend myself here? Douglas Murray's going, Mark, holiday again. You have to change the name to Terry. Can I just point out, my last holiday was last October. I haven't had a holiday since. I've just been busy.
Change your name to Terry.
Well, that's what he says, yeah.
Yeah. Terry's out all the time. In fact, Terry's out now, isn't he?
Don't know.
May not be.
I don't know, tell you the truth.
I know he wanted to just take a break, and part of that was because he's going to take a little trip, but I think he just wanted a break as well.
There's a few comments coming in here about what Andrew said. Because Andrew from your GK said, I am free if you need. And then Kev at 9K said he read that and thought about John Edmund. That is referring to a way back comedy show that was on TV.
Are you being served?
Yes, that was it.
Okay.
I'm free.
I just noticed that picture is just a little washed out, isn't it?
Just
No,
a
it's
little.
not that bad.
When you put the cloth behind, that's all. That's better.
What happens if I that one on and this one off? That's not much better, is it?
It's pretty much just the same.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry about it too much, Doug. It's only when
No.
you're doing the polishing
Yeah,
and stuff.
I can probably change that in the settings later. All right, let's bump that up again. It's about 1600, just working off that wax and oil that's in the abrasive paste. And the eagle-eyed among you may notice that I'm not going on to those bushings very much. Let me show you why. Well, I've already gotten it off. Well, there's why. It will transfer the metal, where it polishes the metal, it'll transfer it onto the wood.
And you
So I may have to.
You definitely don't want to go into the bushings when you're sanding either.
No, you try not to, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a couple of guys who are in that International Association of Pin Turners, IAP. And most of those guys exclusively use a CA finish. But one of the guys I was watching, he says, I want you to sand after the CA is on there. He said, I want you to sand onto your bushings because that's going to break that CA joint between the two so you can get them apart. That makes sense. But it also means if you do that real often, you're going to be buying bushings like every other pin kit.
Yeah, definitely, because you're going to be sanding down the bushings.
Yeah. So I'm like you, Wayne. I'd say let's just stay off of them. So I can't tell you how many pins and things I've turned with this set of bushings. These are actually cigar pin bushings. But they fit. They're right size to go inside the tube, and they're also the right size for the outside as well. So
Yeah.
one time somebody made a chart, a compatibility chart of all the different kits and their bushings, so that you don't have to buy 15,000.
Yeah, that was RJB Wood Turners, wasn't it, Bob?
I don't know. There was one a number of years ago that they had to take down off the internet for some reason. But then others may have more recently done it. That'd be a great chart to have if you're going to do many of the kit-based projects.
Dancer with Alpha says use them for a few more years and they'll be good for slimlines.
Yeah.
The thing is that I'm not sure if they probably are different because we use metric in the UK rather than imperial. But it's Dan at Taylor's Murfield. He sells the between centers bushings for just about all the pen kits that he provides.
Right.
But they will probably be a different size to the bushings that you get in the States anyway.
But the bushings on their own are slimline. Those between centers, the fillet, if you like, after the cone, that's a slimline size. On those Taylor Murfield ones.
Yeah, but you get the Taylor's Murfield ones. You can get different size between centre bushes for different size pen kits because there's different drill sizes.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the turn between centres on their own.
All right, okay.
If you use them on their own,
Yeah,
they
I
are
see
the
what you mean.
slimline. They are the slimline size. Leo's just come in from MG Woodworks.
Hey, Leo. All right, let's see if I can make a camera change and adjustment.
There we go.
There's the change. There's the adjustment. Again, just a little bit washed out. I'll make that adjustment at another time. We did the tubes. These are all oak.
Doug, can you just turn one of the lights off? See if it makes any difference. That's
There we go.
better.
There we go. Okay, there's my body that I'm using, and these are the two ends that I got to put in there. And so let's start off with the bottom end. I just kind of fit it in. It won't go in. I've got to press it. And I
Right,
probably
Dan, before you do that, whoa,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen him do it. Take one of the bushings off the mandrel and put in the other end of that blank.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Okay. Question is,
And the
what did I
bush-
do with the bushings? There they are.
The bushing protects the wood when you press in the other end. That is singly one of the best tips that I got off of RJP wood turning. The guy's probably the king of pen turning on wood on YouTube. And that's one of the best tips he ever gave.
Okay. So there you've got exactly what you're saying. There's your bushing.
Bushing,
There's my
yeah.
first piece that I'm going to put in. In fact, I'm going to rotate it around so that the piece is against the HDPE.
It spreads the load
Yes.
rather than it being straight up against the wood.
There we go. That one is in. Now I can take that out. Put in the cap end. Nope. I got plenty of room. These things to be made, you got to make sure you're going in straight. Every once in a while, you get one just like that. It goes just a little bit crooked.
Yeah.
You just have to straighten it up.
Finagle it. Just finagle it a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you use your other hand to pull the switch hands?
Oh, yeah. I'm used to doing that with
That's
my
better.
phone in the other place, and it just. Oh, I know what's going on. It's untwisted slightly. There we go. Yeah, in fact, that's better. It's wanting to go in crooked too. Seems like the last pin you did on YouTube, Mark, wanted to go in crooked, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Just every once in a while they do that. I never have quite figured out why they do it, but they do. Now, the obvious question is, do you have to use a pin press? No, you don't.
Loads of different ways.
Yeah,
I did
I
it with-
tend to use. I tend to use the lathe.
Yeah.
Yes. The lathe, a vise, a clamp, one of those squeeze clamps, they work great.
Yeah.
In actual fact, your tailstock quill with your lathe is probably the most precise because you've got exact motion. When you turn the back, you've got infinite adjustment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
No. Graham Hayne is saying he's never tried pen turning. It seems a bit complicated with all the bush sizes. It can be, Graham. I mean, I turn when I do pens. I've got 3 different types of pens that I do, and I've got the between center bushes purely just for those 3 types of pens. That's really nice, Doug.
That is really nice, mate. Dancer with Arvarg says, I sent mine to the hydraulic press channel. So far, they haven't sent any back. He's on form tonight, isn't he?
There it is undone. So you can kind of see that. But yeah, these are, these blanks are some church pews that somebody gave me. A church had relocated and remodeled, and they didn't use their old pews, and so I got the seats out of a couple of them, and I've got, I don't know, 200 or 300 of these.
Oh,
So if
nice.
anybody'd like to buy a few,
Yeah.
I've got some. First time I offered them.
Contact
One
Doug
la-
through either Insta or Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or even better, comment in this video after it's gone
Yes.
processed tomorrow, because that helps Doug out with the channel as well.
Yeah.
So if you want any, just comment, get in touch.
And here's how they come. I've got a bunch of them. In fact, I've got 6 or 7 feet more of pew that I haven't even started to cut yet.
So would
So,
you get two from that blank?
You could get 2 of these, yes.
Yeah.
Some of your pin kits that only have one piece of wood in it, you can get 2 out of that. You could do 1 slimline, 1 cigar pin. But like the Mesa or Wall Street or I can't remember the name that Taylor Mayfield uses.
Omega.
But yeah, that's it. Omega. That's the same kit, or roughly the same
Shakespeare.
kit. You could get 2 of those, 2 out of this one. So
Cool.
these are what, 3/4, I think, is what I cut them. They might vary just a hair, but most of them are pretty close to 3/4 by 3/4, 6 inches long, and so you can get a bunch of, you can do a lot with it. And it's nice tight oak. It's not open like some of it is. There's a good close up of the end grain.
Yeah.
I've got a
For
load
those
of,
of you in the UK, that's about 20 mil square by 150 long.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. That's about
I've
right.
got a load of teak pen blanks that I've cut up for sale.
Sure.
And I do them 25 square by 150 long.
Right. I thought about going to the 25 or 1 inch. I just thought, what a waste. I don't need them that big.
Yeah.
Very few pin blanks. There are a few kits that need a 1 inch, but most of them, a 3/4 will do it just fine.
Yeah.
So, any
Beautiful,
other
Doug.
questions, or did you all get them all?
I think we got them all. Nobody's asking any
I
questions.
think we got them all, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's
Oh,
tremendous.
Right. Lucy is home.
Yay.
It took about another 6 attempts to start it, and she thinks the starter motor's gone.
Ah,
Leo, no, it's a
Um,
secret compartment keyring. So you unscrew one end and you can put something inside it. So it unscrews and you can smuggle your diamonds inside.
there
you
if
go.
I had a dollar bill to put in there, I'd put one in to show you.
Graham Hain, I think Doug has answered that question as well.
Yeah, it's a simple key ring, Graham. Simple key ring that you can put things into.
Andy said, "Well done, Doug. Good live, buddy."
Hey, Precious, I'll send you that link after a while.
HEK's got a new nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Just Doug, just add him into the Doug and Jamie group. Add him onto that.
Yes, I will. I'll sure do it. Thank you, Mick. Wesley, thank you. Yes, emergency cash stash is exactly right. I said that to my wife, and she said, "You can't put any money in there." Yes, you can. If you fold that dollar bill in half, and then roll it, it'll go in there. In fact, normal toothpicks will go in there real easy as well. Similar kits for laser pointers.
Kev,
Yes.
Okay, now Kev is asking a very good question here. It would be nice to know what price people pay for them. Now, the thing with pricing is, what I've found with pricing is, for pens and kits like this, there's different pricing depending on where you are.
Yes.
In the UK, I have found certainly in the area that I live in, I have found that pens and kits like this, they'll sell well as long as the price is fairly low. I have seen pens sold in the States for hundreds and hundreds
Yeah.
and hundreds of dollars. And as far as I'm aware, you just don't get that in the UK.
Those kits that Doug's turned tonight, when I make those for a shop, I know the shop sells them for about £7 each.
Hmm.
So that's what, about $9?
See, you can't even buy the kit for that.
Oh
No,
yeah.
those kits are only about £2.38.
Yes. I think I just ordered some more because I knew I was almost out, and I $235 American, I think, is what I paid
Yeah, so
for
that's
them.
about £170, £180, £1.80.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then
sell them for £7. That's about right.
yeah, I turn them. The last batch I put out there in the store, I put them out there for, I think I put them out there for $15, and they sold. They're all gone. That's why
Yeah,
I'm making
that's
more.
yeah.
That's probably what, 12,
The thing is,
12 pounds.
you've got to price them so that you're not stupidly low, because that hurts everyone else.
Right. Right.
You've got to find just that perfect price for where you are.
Right. I'm going to go back and check what I sold those for since I don't have any more. I'll check with the store owner and see what they sold for, and I'll price these at the same, whatever it is. It's something between
Now,
10 and 15, but I think it's
okay, Kev has come back and said this is his problem. If a kit costs £5, how can you sell them for so little? You've got to try and pay for the incidentals. If I buy a pen kit from the likes of Dan at Taylor's Murfield, depending on how much he charges on the pen kit, it all depends on how long it takes me to actually turn that pen,
mm-hmm.
and then put some profit on the top of that.
Yeah.
Including the price of the kit.
Right.
So any pens that I get from Dan, depending on if I'm using resin, a resin hybrid, or wood, will depend on how much I charge for that pen. But my pens that I sell usually start around about £40.
Yeah.
Right.
Mine
And
same.
Leo has made a good comment. Slim margins if you have to buy the blanks. They are slim margins. These are introductory pieces for the most part, getting people to understand what is a wood turn piece all about.
Attention grabbers.
Yeah, this oak. I came. This lady asked me just straight up. I didn't even ask for it. I didn't know she had it. She said, "I've got these pew bottoms. If you'd like to have them." Yes, I'd like to have them. There's free wood. I've got a stack out here right outside my basement door of pear and crabapple and hackberry, and there's a couple others. Maple, I think, is one of them. Didn't pay for any of it other than sweat equity. I had to go cut, for the most part, I had to go cut it up, drag it home, have to get it ready myself. And then I don't have to pay for it. Now,
And that's where a lot of people fall down, Doug.
yeah,
When they work
yeah,
out how much to charge for the pen, they forget about the running around and getting the wood, the milling the wood down, cutting the blanks, the milling them up once you've glued the tubes in, the gluing the tubes in. That's all time that is chargeable.
and that's
So it might
why
only take you 20 minutes to turn a pen, and you think, I can only charge for 20 minutes. No, you got charged for the other 40 minutes that you took to get to that point.
running the
that pen's
chainsaw and the bandsaw and the table
Exactly.
saw and
The pen has taken you an
Exactly.
hour to turn. It hasn't taken you 20 minutes to turn. It's
Right.
taken you an hour.
Oh,
And
at
that's your
least.
minimum wage.
That's why with kits like these, I do kit times a figure. I've got
Yes.
my figure, and usually uh, I have been very successful with pins and key rings and these kinds of things by taking that factor. I take my pin kit times a factor, and whatever that is, that's what I put. I round it up to the nearest dollar usually. If it comes out to 12.08, I round it up to $13. Unless it's very nice, and then I put it up to $15. And so far, that has worked very well, and I feel good about the price that I'm selling it at, and obviously the customers feel good about the price they're paying for it.
My pen formula is simple. I double the size, double the price of the kit, and I add 30%. 30% is my profit.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Mm-hmm.
you might want to look at the comments afterwards, Doug, unless you're looking at them now. But there's lots of things coming up
Yeah.
about hobbyist turning, how to price and stuff like this. Douglas Mungham's put in there where he comes from, they probably wouldn't sell. I find that a lot up where I come from. The pens for where I come from, they do not sell very well at all. But other places, people sell pens hand over fist.
Right.
In the States, now over in the USA, from what I've seen on various Facebook things, YouTube things, and everything, pens are huge in the States. Absolutely huge.
They're a very big heirloom thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
People buy expensive pens to pass down to their children.
And simply collect them.
They don't tend to do that here.
Right.
They're much more a functional thing.
One of the big things here, especially in academic circles, is to collect fountain pens. I haven't used a fountain pen since I was in third grade, and I left a big black stain on my pocket. But that's what people want now, and they'll spend big money to get a fountain
Yeah.
pen, whether it's new or old. Some of the old ones are very, very expensive.
The most
'Cause
I've
you
ever
could,
sold a pen for was £250.
yeah, yeah. Was
But
that a
that was
fountain pen?
fountain pen,
Yeah.
24 karat gold, Swarovski crystal, black walnut. It had everything going for it.
There's a fountain pen right there that I want to do for myself, but I wouldn't sell that pen for less than $50. No way.
That,
And I probably would charge even more than that just because it's a
yeah.
fountain pen.
Yeah. Wesley's saying he sold slimline pens for £20 each,
Yeah,
$20 each.
that's
Over
a high
here,
price. That's
I always say to people, slimlines, you've got to start them at £25. Sell them cheaper than that, and you're doing everybody a disservice. That's your time, effort. Because slimline pens, I don't care what anyone says, slimline pens are one of the hardest pens to turn well because they're
I hate them.
so difficult to
Which
get
is
down
why
to the bushings.
and that's always why I recommend if anybody is going to start pen turning,
Single
start
piece,
pen turning with one piece pens.
Right.
Sierras,
You might pay
Kilfoys.
more. You might pay more for the kit, but they're a lot easier to turn.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slimlines are horrendous to turn well.
Well, there's so little wood left on them. When you get them turned, there's
You
no
get down
wood
to the
there.
bushings, there's nothing at the ends.
Yeah, and if you make them level from end to end,
Which they're
you're
supposed to
asking
be.
you're asking for disaster to turn them like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why most everybody has a little swell. Some people they go crazy with them sometimes.
They
Put a
look like
great
an
big
hourglass.
things. Oh,
Ugh.
yeah, big waist. Some people put several waists in them.
There is a better model, which is the Streamline, which is the next one up, and it's just slightly fatter than
Right.
the Slimline. Then I think they're nicer looking. They've got a wider band. They're fatter at the ends. The bushings are slightly bigger. They go £25, £30 for one of those.
Right. Right.
Andrew's saying his slimlines go for 35. That's about right. It's a good price.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can get that for them, I can't sell a slimline for that here, but I can sell the Mesa pin. I can sell those for 45 all day long.
Yeah, my Amigas go for 45 pounds.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I first started,
Special wood.
when I first started turning pens, which was a wee while back, the only kit you could actually get was a slimline, and that was the only kit you could actually get, and that was back in the late 80s.
Yeah. Back then, it pretty much was, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
They didn't want people. The pen manufacturers didn't want hobbyists or individuals to be turning pens. They wanted to keep it exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
How
Right.
much did Wayne charge for styluses? Feathers.
Mike,
Quills.
right, hang on, Mike, hang on. I had a wooden chisel. Sorry, I had a stone chisel on a piece of stone, getting it down into round, and then cutting a piece of wood to stick in the end to dip into some coloured water. That's what I had.
God. This is the smallest violin. Look at that. That's a
Yeah.
One
Oh my! Thanks, Gerard. All right, guys. It's been an hour now, so I guess it's about that time. I am so grateful for all of you joining me. If you would, Mark said it a while ago. If you'll go in and make sure you click the like button, but then put a comment down in the comment section, not here in the chat, but in the comment section. That'll help things out. I'm just shy or just over 100 shy of 1,000, so I'm close enough. I can smell it now. I'm getting excited about hitting that measure.
Go and subscribe. You
So yeah,
share this out.
If you're not
Share it
already
out.
subscribed, please do and share it. And that, I tell you what, just people sharing really makes a huge difference.
Does.
So thank you all
And
for joining
to be
us.
honest,
It's been a good time. Go ahead, Mark.
If anybody ever deserved to be on 1,000 subs, it's this man. He supports everybody else.
He really
deserves
does. And if
I
you
watch a lot of videos.
And if you want to see him do it again, come back on Tuesday because he's
Yeah.
live again on Tuesday.
Probably going to do something with a bit of color. Some paint that Wayne used a while back, and I haven't seen him use it since. So I'm going to try it out. I got some, and I've used it once. I was a little disappointed, but it's an airbrush paint, and so I'm going to try airbrushing it. So we'll see what we're going to do. See how it comes out on Tuesday.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it ought to be fun.
If Pete and I can persuade our respective partners to let us have 5 minutes, we'll pop in.
There you go. There you go.
We'll get a pub somewhere.
You guys don't get in too much trouble, Mark.
Douglas is asking if the notification is up yet. Yes, I believe it is, Douglas.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Yep, I put it up before I put this one up. So, in fact, I didn't know about this one till today. And the other one I think I put it up yesterday. So it should be there. Should be there. All right, guys.
Brilliant.
We'll see you all later. Mark, thank you so much. Wayne, thank you. I appreciate you guys jumping in here at the last minute.
Problems. Anytime,
No
Doug.
problem.
Anytime.
You're welcome.
See everybody later. Bye-bye.
Night.
Take care.